Why is it so easy to fool vampires? Because they're suckers. The next morning, I was standing on the steps of the school in the early morning sun with Willie, Tyrone, and Janine. "Did you have trouble with the math homework?" Janine asked. It didn't bother me at all. I ignored it. I got a laugh out of Willie, but Janine didn't laugh. "Mr. Matus is going to be mad at you again," she said. "So what?" I said. "How long are you planning to go without doing any homework?" asked Willie. I shrugged. "I'm trying for a spot in the Guinness Book of Records. I've got a ways to go, I guess." "Cool," said Willie, "but I bet you don't make it." "You're on," I said. "What will we bet?" asked Willie. "The loser has to go to the principal's office," I laughed. "That's so stupid," said Janine. "Bobby, you lose either way. If you don't do your homework, you'll have to go to the principal's office anyhow." "Don't call me stupid, Janine," I said. "I didn't. I just hate it when you make stupid bets. That's just like your brother." I can make fun of Jimmy's stupid bets, but I don't like it when anybody outside of the family does, even Janine. I gave her a dirty look. "Yeah? Well, you're so stupid, you think that babysitters sit on babies," I blurted at her. "Thank you very much," said Janine. She stomped away, and I instantly felt bad. The babysitter joke was funny, but it was mean. It just slipped out of my mouth. And Janine was right. Betting Willie that I could set some kind of record for not doing my homework is exactly the kind of dumb bet Jimmy would make. Sometimes I open my mouth, and words pop out that come straight from Jimmy's brain. That scares me. If I won the bet with Willie, I'd probably get kicked out of school. Jimmy's proof that in my family, if you get kicked out of school, you can get kicked out of the house, too. I mean, Jimmy left voluntarily, but it doesn't seem that anybody's in a hurry to get him back home again. I walked into school past Dr. Deal. She looked at me suspiciously. I had a feeling that she didn't appreciate my essay, but she let me pass. In homeroom, Mr. Matus sat on the edge of his desk, his leg jiggling nervously up and down. His shoe beat rhythmically against his desk. After attendance, Dr. Deal's voice came over the loudspeaker. "Good morning, girls and boys. Your teacher is about to give you an important notice. But before she or he does, here's the thought to ponder today." Dr. Deal always gives us an idea to ponder. They are never funny and almost always boring. Answers to opinion questions are always right. Now, everyone have a good day. Mr. Matus looked up at the loudspeaker. He twirled a pencil between his fingers. "All right, class, here's the important announcement. There's been an outbreak of head lice in school. If you do have them, it is nothing to be ashamed of. However, you cannot come back to school until you've been treated with a special shampoo. I have a note for each of you to take home. Head lice have to be treated with the medicine that kills them." All the kids instantly began feeling their scalps. There were a few groans. "Oh, yuck! I hate lice," said Sahira, Janine's friend. "They're only bugs. They're not going to kill you," I argued. "They're just little bugs who have come in peace. All they want to do is live in our hair. It's not fair to kill them. Where does the SPCA stand on this issue?" "Bobby," said Mr. Matus, cracking a smile, "I'm glad to see you are taking such a civic interest. However, the school has to maintain a strictly no head lice policy. And since no other pets are allowed in school..." That's why I love Mr. Matus. Sometimes he'll take something funny I say and top it. And then I'll try to top that. I've never had a teacher like him before. "The no head lice rule is discrimination," I riffed. That's enough about head lice, Bobby," warned Mr. Matus. "Class, I'd like to talk about a more pleasant subject, your next homework assignment." "Gosh, what's your idea of an unpleasant subject?" I asked. "That's enough, Bobby. I think you'll enjoy this assignment. Adults, politicians, educators, your parents are always talking about how to improve the schools. Nobody asks you, the students, the consumers. What do you think would make school a better place? Let your imagination run free. I want you to write a one-page essay explaining what you would do to improve school if you could do anything you'd like." "That's easy," I shouted. "School would be improved if I were made principal. Today, the question of the day to ponder is, why is it easy to fool vampires?" "Because they're born suckers," said Mr. Matus, deadpan. "I didn't know you knew that joke," I said. "I know a lot of jokes," said Mr. Matus, "but this class isn't a joke contest, so no more interruptions, Bobby. If you genuinely think that having a student as principal would make school a better place, then feel free to write about that. I want you each to give me a logical, well-reasoned suggestion. Perhaps we can take some of the best responses to the school board. Now, speaking of homework, please take out your math homework and pass it to the person on your left." There was a lot of shuffling of papers as everyone played past the homework. Everyone except me, of course. Sahira raised her hand. "Bobby didn't give me anything," she said. Mr. Matus glared at me. I was surprised to see him that angry. "Bobby, where's your homework?" I couldn't think of any snappy comebacks. Telling him I bet Willie that I could make the Guinness Book of Records for not doing my homework wasn't going to cut it. "Did you do it?" Mr. Matus demanded. I shook my head. "Bobby, I warned you yesterday. You can't get away with not doing your work. Go to Dr. Deal's office and wait for me." He scribbled a note to her. "I'll be there during my break, and we'll discuss this together." Janine gave me a sad look. I knew she felt sorry for me, but I didn't want her pity.